Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thanks for taking the time to click on this video. If you haven't already, please take a few seconds extra, click the like button, especially if you like it, and click the subscribe button. I think that's a way of trying to pronounce button. Click the subscribe button, and even better, click the little bell that will notify you when I post up one of my videos. But this is just a quick look today at probably, everybody has prized possessions, or what I like to call them. Something that's really special to them. I did a video before on this old knife, talking about a Western folder that I've had since I was a kid. Click on that one if you hadn't had a chance. It talks quite a bit about the knife history of that one and the special circumstances that came to pass. This one is a little bit newer, special knife, but it is definitely a very special knife to me. And this will be one of the ones that will still be strapped to my hip if I'm living in a cardboard box somewhere on the streets of Mexico or someplace like that. In other words, if times would have to be really, really, really hard for me to get rid of this one, and even then, I think I would probably starve to death before I let something happen to this one. I've only had this for a few years now. I think it was 2018, June of 2018. We were going on our annual family camping trip, which is where the kids and the grandkids, the wife, my dad, my sister has been down once or twice for it. But anyway, basically, we all get together and have about a 4 or 5 day camping trip up in the Ozarks in Arkansas. And this is, this particular year, we always try to do it early in June. Usually the first Thursday in June is when it officially starts. And it's kind of a sentimental camping trip in its own regard because of the fact the very first time that we did it was when my mom passed away. She passed away about 5 days before the camping trip was supposed to start from a sudden heart attack. She was really looking forward to the camping trip. I was lucky enough, to get to talk to her just actually a few hours before she passed, and she was feeling fine at the time, and she was all excited about the camping trip and how, we're going to get to hang out and all that good stuff. I remember I called her specifically to tell her that I bought her an air mattress, that she didn't have to worry about trying to find her an air mattress to sleep on. But, and then just a few hours later that night, I got the call. So folks, let me tell you, if you're lucky enough to have your parents still alive, which my father's still with us, thank God, give them a call. Call them a little bit more often. Go see them a little bit more often. I wish I had done that now, but you can't go back. But she's in a better place. So, but jump forward another. That was in 2016 and 2018 for the camping trip. It came very close to Father's Day that year. And I have always wanted a Randall knife ever since I saw an article on it. I believe it was maybe it was in Soldier of Fortune or possibly Gung Ho magazine back in the 80s. They did an article on survival knives, and they had featured a Randall model. I think it was a model 14 that they had on the cover. And then my wife and I were going down the road one day, and we heard the song Randall Knife by Guy Clark. And I told her, I said, I'm not a huge Guy Clark fan to begin with, but I told her the story behind Randall Knife, some of the history that I knew and how I've always coveted one, etc. And sure enough, I guess that was in early 2018, January or February, when we were on the camping trip down in June. I found out that my son and my daughter and my wife had all pitched in and ordered me a Randall knife, and this is the one that they chose. This is the model 19 Pathfinder. The story behind the Pathfinder knife, from what I understand it, is that Bo developed it along with someone else, and I can't remember the name at the time, but basically it's a knife that was developed for bushcrafting, hunting. So that's why they put kind of a wide blade on it with a nice skinning belly. And the blade is also sharpened on the back strap, which is supposedly for chopping is my understanding. But what I wanted to do today is just show you this beautiful work of art. Now this one, I believe, is the see, I got a big fingerprint in the blade. Now I'm a user for my knives too. I told the kids the first thing I would do is anytime I'm camping or out in the woods or whatever, I will have this knife strapped to my hip, and for the most part I've been true to the word on that. But I'm not an abuser. I do try to take care of it. It is not the stainless steel model, which means it's made out of the O1 tool steel. Has just a standard single brass hilt. A very nice piece of stag for the handle. I don't like the stag. Since I use them, I don't like my stag handles to have the popcorn on them. I'd like them to just be comfortable. The only thing that I wish on this one, I do wish it was just a hair bit smaller diameter, but with that said, this one does really give good purchase. I'm just used to thinner bladed knives, and using this one, I've gotten used to it a little bit. And I will note that Randall, or whoever was doing the handle that day, you can see how it has a spot right here on the left-hand side of it. So it's almost as if it was designed for a righty, because your fingers rest right up against that. Very good grip on this one. Two things I wish it had, and I've actually considered sending this down to Randall to have it added, but I just don't want it to leave my sight. I was down there a couple of years ago in June. Well, I take that back, it was in August. But two things I like to have added. I do wish it had a lanyard hole. I do like to keep lanyards on my knives. Maybe not a wrist lanyard, but just a piece of paracord. And I kind of wish it had the compass on the bottom, the little bubble compass. But you know what? Hey, it is what it is. So, and this one I believe is I think it's the 4.5 inch blade model, if I remember right. Yeah, it's the 4.5 inch blade. But again, let's just do some nice close-ups of this and see if I can keep this thing in focus here. Very nice stag. Now I'll be the first to tell you guys that Randall's, they are good knives. But and I do love Randall's. Now I'm not some die-hard Randall junkie, and I say that because I do acknowledge that there are better knives out there. There are better knives out there for cheaper amount of money than what you pay for a Randall. But they don't have the history, they don't have the nostalgia, they just don't have that Randall feeling, I guess is what you get when you're holding or using a Randall. It's just the feel-good feeling on it. Now, this one I have sharpened. Of course, you can see that that's not a Randall edge, that's one of my edges on it, and it is a hair popper now. I did sharpen the back at quite a bit steeper angle. I can't remember what angle I sharpened the back at, but it is a steeper angle because I want it to be more durable if I ever did have to whack at something. And something else with Randall's is they do have very nice sheaths. Now the 5.5, I think they make this into 5 or 5.5 inch. Maybe it's 5 and 5.5 inch. Those sheaths have the snap that has the single strap that goes over the guard to snap here. I kind of wish this one had it too, but they can't because with the 4.5 inch, there's not enough room here for the strap to pass through, so they have to put a single strap around it. I did wrap or put a piece of Gorilla Tape right here for when I draw this out of the sheath. I don't like it cutting at my knife, and actually it looks like this is slid over a little bit on me. I need to work on pushing this back through. There we go. But the sheaths themselves. Now I do treat all my leather sheaths with different types of leather conditioners. I think, if I remember right, I think I just used the good old-fashioned Hubbard's shoe grease on this one. But I'll use Hubbard's, I'll use Neat's Foot Oil, I will use Ballistol sometimes if that's what I happen to have handy. And of course the stone is unused. But in a pinch, yeah, I would use the stone if I had to, if I'm out in the field and needed to sharpen it real quick. Yeah, I'll use it. But folks, just a beautiful knife that I just wanted to show some eye candy with today, so I'll shut up for a minute and just do some more passes on it. Sorry for the dirty blade right there. You do have to keep them oiled. But there we go, folks. I know both my kids are subscribers. Hopefully they'll watch this video and they'll understand how much I really, really appreciate this gift. Thanks, guys. Thank you to my viewers for watching. Again, please take the time to drop a comment in, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.